Hi, it's Brett, and I, on short notice, decided to do a little review tonight. It's Wednesday, and I didn't think I would have one to offer this week, but I'm really quickly going to do this right before and then upload it. I had to make a trip to Wichita yesterday for work, and on the way back I stopped in Winfield, Kansas and picked this up in a little shop. This is the new Magnus by Highland Park. I haven't seen it in any of the stores here locally, but picked it up. I think I paid like 38 bucks for it. It generally, I think, runs in the 30s. It's a black opaque bottle. This is bottled at 40%. This is non-age statement, and this is the latest thing that they're releasing from Highland Park. So this has been sitting here for about 10 or 15 minutes, and we're going to see what it's like. I'm a big, huge fan of the Highland Park 15, and the 18 is nice too. I don't care that much for the 12. I've had the Fire, which is pretty good. I've had the Ice, which I think is horrible, and I've had a few others. All in all, I think Highland Park is a good brand, but they're a little bit of a combo brand for me because they're a little smoky and a little sweet, and so typically I tend to run either to full Speyside or a full Isla rather than something like a Highland Park. But I do dig them a lot, and this one is in a good price point, so it might be something great for some of you guys, and I'm certainly hoping that I enjoy it. Let's see what it smells like. You get a lot of malt mixed with a very sweet peatiness up front. There's a floral note to it, kind of a heather or rose petal. There's a little bit of brine in the nose. Definitely get some sweet cereal malt, some cereal grains. And there's a tiny bit of fruit in there. Nothing too dark, kind of pale. Maybe a little apple or pear. All in all, a very good nose. I like the nose a lot. There's no real heat in the nose. So yeah, I like the nose a whole lot. The palate is very smooth. You get up front the maltiness and a bit of smoke. It's extremely smooth. There's still a little bit of fruitiness, but mostly it tastes very much like a Highland grainy, malty type taste. As you get a few seconds into the palate, you start building spice. And then you get some cinnamon, nutmeg type things like that. Some baking spices. There's a different kind of fruit that comes out in the palate. Maybe some raisins. I don't get nearly as much of the apple and stuff like that, the paler stuff. This is more like a raisin. There's still some salt. I've got a lingering salt on my tongue. The finish is fairly spicy, still cereal malt tasting. There's a little bit of pepper in the finish, and that's when the oakiness starts to come out. You taste some wood in the finish and late in the palate. This is for a non-age statement in its price range under 40 bucks. This is really good. If you would be interested in getting into something that is still sweet but has a little bit of smoke to it, but you don't really think you're ready for the Islay stuff, but you're trying to work yourself into smoke, this is a good one for that. A good daily drinker for those of us who don't want to spend you know, $80, $90, $100 a bottle for something and we're going to drink regularly. All in all, this is really good for the price and for a non-age statement. I would rank it as a buy. If you compare it to other Highland Parks, this doesn't even come close to comparing to the 15 to me. It's nowhere in the ballpark of the 18. But personally, and this is going to be against some other views, I think it's better than the 12. I believe that the 12 is very harsh, that the finish is acrid, and it is not a very smooth dram for me. So I've got a bottle of 12 up here I've had for 8 months and I haven't finished it yet. On the other hand, I've got a bottle of 15 that I've only had for 2 months and it's only got about that much left in it. I think there's a big difference, and I actually am very solid on my belief that this is better than the 12. So there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it tells you a few things you didn't know. I think this is worth a try at least once, especially for the price. So cheers, everyone, and get you some Magnus. It's pretty good stuff.